Hello everyone. In context with second paper, that is History of Indian Education in Pre-Independence Period, here is another important topic, that is Wood's Dispatch 1854. It is an important educational document. It holds a unique place in the history of Indian education. This document gave a new direction to education in India and placed the responsibility of education of the Indian people fully on the company. It has a clear impact of education system in the present scenario. This presentation is further divided into three broad segments that deals with the background, recommendations of Wood Dispatch and its merits and demerits. It is a well-known fact that the Charter Act of East India Company was renewed after every 20 years. In the year 1813, a sum of 1 lakh rupees was sanctioned for development of education in India, and in the year 1833, this sum was increased to 10 lakh rupees. In 1853, when the charter came for renewal in British Parliament, need for a comprehensive education policy for India was felt. So a parliamentary committee was formed by the British Parliament for this purpose. The committee thoroughly studied the Indian education system and reported that Indian education should not be ignored and its development will not in any case be harmful to the British Empire. The President Board of Control, Sir Charles Wood, forwarded the dispatch on 19th July 1854. It was presented to Lord Dalhousie, the then Governor General of India. This declaration consisted of 100 articles. It was a long declaration. Wood's Dispatch 1854 was a monumental declaration which heralded a new era in the field of education. The dispatch recommendation include a great variety of subjects. These are administration and finance of education, aims of education with respect to organization of education, curriculum, medium of instruction, educational institutions, mass education, women education, Muslim education, teacher education, and vocational education. Now we will be studying about various recommendations of Wood's dispatch in detail. With respect to administration and finance of education, it was the dispatch's highest priority to shift the responsibility of Indian education to the East India Company. The company was made responsible to organize education for the Indians. Another recommendation was with respect to establishment of Department of Public Instruction. Wood's dispatch for the first time recommended the creation of a Department of Public Instruction in each of the five provinces of Bengal, Bombay, Madras, Punjab, and north-western provinces. The head of the department would be called the director, and he was to be assisted by a number of inspectors. Another recommendation was with respect to granting aid system. Financial aid to every educational institution irrespective of religious domination, granting aid for building construction, laboratory construction, salaries to teachers, scholarship to students, etc. Wood's dispatch very clearly mark out various aims and objectives of educational policy of the company in India. Mental development and to raise the intellectual standards, to promote intellectual development and also raise the moral character of young generation, awareness of the Western knowledge and sciences, to impart Western knowledge, information about the Western culture to the Indians, to raise the living standards of Indians, character and moral development, preparation of able workers for the East India Company, to develop practical and vocational skills of the Indian people so that more and more articles could be produced and also to create a good market for consumption of those schools. With respect to organization of education, the dispatch recommended for the introduction of network of graded schools all over India. At the bottom of the network were the primary schools, followed by middle and high school, and at the upper end, were the colleges and universities, both government and indigenous. Both the Anglo vernacular and vernacular schools were to be included in the same class. This system was recommended in order to enable the individual to receive higher education after completing different levels of school education. With respect to curriculum, following recommendations were made. The importance of Oriental languages and literature was accepted for the Indians, and it was declared to give them a due place in the curriculum. But apart from this, a special place was given to Western knowledge and science, and it was thought that it was necessary for material prosperity of Indians. The dispatch clearly stated, we must emphatically declare that the education which we desire to see extended in India is that of European knowledge. With regard to medium of instruction, native languages and English was accepted as medium of instruction at primary level, but at higher level, English was the only medium of instruction as recommended by Wood's dispatch. The dispatch clearly stated that the Oriental languages are not so developed through which the education of Western knowledge and sciences can be imparted. Therefore, English will be the medium of instruction at higher level. With respect to educational institutions, the following recommendations were made by the dispatch. Establishment of educational institutions at different level. The company was made responsible for the organization of education at any level. So it was expected that the company will establish institutions of different levels as and when the need arises. Another recommendation was with respect to vocational schools, establishment of vocational schools. The policy for the first time declared to establish vocational schools to impart vocational education to the Indians. In this respect, three uh, reasons have been put forward for this suggestion. First, this dispatch wanted the Indian people to realize that British rule was progressive, and they wanted to make the Indian people grateful by looking after their interest, and the dispatch wanted to control the problem of unemployment so that the discontent might not emerge on the surface. Besides this, the dispatch also recommended for the establishment of universities in the three presidency towns of Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras. These universities were to be modeled after the London University, and they were to have a senate comprising of a chancellor, vice chancellor, and fellows who were nominated by the government. So the universities were to organize departments not only of English but also of Arabic, Sanskrit, Persian, as well as of law and civil engineering. Another major recommendation of the dispatch was expansion of mass education. It was observed that the common people were deprived of educational opportunities, and therefore much emphasis was given on the increase of setting up of primary and secondary schools. The downward filtration theory was, as proposed earlier, was discarded. It was rejected, and in its place, importance to primary education was given. Individual efforts for expansion of mass education were encouraged, and number of primary and secondary schools, as stated earlier, were to be increased. So, elementary education was considered to be the foundation of the education system. The dispatch recommended that the government should always support education for women. So, special grants were given to girls' schools, women's schools. The dispatch encouraged the private enterprises to promote women education. The schools for girls were to be included among those to which grants and aid would be given. Muslim education, it was accepted that Muslims are backward as compared to Hindus, so special provisions should be made for them. So special schools were to be opened as well as Muslim children were to be encouraged towards those schools. People behind the dispatch were very much concerned about the unemployment condition of India, and they wanted to provide skilled workers to industries. And for the economic prosperity of the country, it was very much necessary to promote vocational education. So, appropriate arrangements for vocational education was made, and jobs were provided on the basis of qualification and work efficiency. Dispatch recommendation with respect to teacher training institutes in order to provide quality education and to raise the standard of education. Teacher education or teacher training is very much necessary. Such teacher training institutes should be opened, but on the pattern of England teacher training institutes. It was recommended that the training for the general teachers, law, engineering, medicine, and other professional teachers will be different, and provision of scholarships for the teachers during their training period will be made. Merits of Wood's Dispatch 1854. Wood's Dispatch may be regarded as a great initiative on the part of the British government. It gave a new direction to education in India. It was for the first time that government realized the importance of education in India, and it was accepted that organization of education in India is British government's responsibility. The suggestion for opening Department of Public Instructions and appointment of directors to head the department was another recommendable step. Regular financial aid to educational institutions run by individuals, provided they fulfill the criteria, was another merit of the dispatch. It presented a comprehensive scheme of education embracing primary, secondary, and higher education, that is, graded education system was provided. Beside this, well defined aims of education were recommended by the dispatch. It laid down definite, well defined aims of education. Establishment of universities. The dispatch encouraged higher education by recommending the establishment of universities in Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras. Promotion of Oriental and Western schools. Promotion of mass education, women education, vocational education were another recommendable steps in this in the field of education. The dispatch recommended the importance of establishing teacher training institutes to improve the quality of teachers as well as their salaries and working conditions. And it also recommended scholarships for the poor and deserving students. So these were the merits of Wood's dispatch. Now here are the demerits of Wood's dispatch. The dispatch in reality promoted Western literature and knowledge, and the government offices showed preferences for persons educated in English. It totally neglected general education. Only the privileged class received education. Indigenous schools remained neglected. Priority was given to people educated on English pattern with regard to government posts. The Department of Education were opened in the five provinces, but they could not promote the real interest of education. The system of grant and aid did not operate in proper sense. That is, there were always the paucity of funds, the irregularity of the releases, and biased attitudes towards the privately managed schools. Another demerit was that vocational education was not practiced. It was absent in reality. Another demerit we can say it developed clerks and accountants and did not emphasize on mental and character development. The aims, the lofty aims which were put forward by the dispatch were not in actual practiced. To conclude, it must be noted that in spite of all the limitations, the Woods Dispatch was recognized as the Magna Carta of Indian education. The objectives of the dispatch were very well laid down, but the government could not implement the various suggestions and recommendations. But still, the Department of Education was created, and in 1857 itself, three universities were established in Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras, though the report was presented in 1854. So the main provisions of the documents were of great historical importance. Thank you.